Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Patrick Harvey and Lorna Slater to their new positions. Presiding Officer, I'm pleased to be speaking in this debate today, and I do welcome the bold steps that the Scottish Government have taken since the election. In the 100 days, the SNP have delivered 80 priorities set out by the First Minister in May, and demonstrating the commitment to taking the action needed to make lasting generational change to improve the lives of people across Scotland and also my Greenock and Inverclyde constituency. Recovery from the pandemic is, of course, the urgent priority, and I welcome the ambitious and transformative measures that the SNP have delivered thus far. However, this is only the beginning, and there is much more we can and will do to build a fairer and more sustainable country as we continue to drive Scotland's recovery from COVID-19. It will come as no surprise to anybody in the Chamber that I do believe that the full powers of independence should enable us to go even further, which is why it's essential that the people of Scotland have a choice over our future once the COVID crisis has passed. The independence referendum will come, but I will focus on what the Scottish Government have achieved for the people of Scotland during these first 100 days, which is in stark contrast to what the Tory Westminster Government have delivered. Presiding Officer, I would take up my entire speech and more to list every achievement delivered. So I will focus on a few that I know will make a positive impact for my constituents. First, the 4% average pay rise for NHS workers, including full back pay, on top of the £500 payment made to all health and social care staff earlier this year in challenging economic times. The Scottish Government are making a point of ensuring that frontline NHS staff are recognised for their service and dedication. Another commitment delivered was increasing the school clothing grants to at least £120 per primary and £150 per secondary school child, and abolishing core curriculum charges for all pupils. The Scottish Government also provided a further £100 payment to families to coincide with the start of the summer holidays. This was in addition to the £100 paid at Easter, and also as part of the £520 support commitment made to lower income families. And we know that COVID has affected many people's finances, so this support will help many families in my constituency by putting some money and more money in their pockets. The pupils and families will also benefit from the abolition of fees for music and arts tuition in schools. And as someone who plays an instrument, I recognise the positive impact that these subjects can actually have on a I recognise the positive impact these subjects can actually have on a child's development and also enjoyment.
Oliver Mundell.
I disagree with the member's analysis, but does he not accept that it's as a result of cuts by his own government that those charges became commonplace right across Scotland?
Stuart McMillan.
I disagree with Mr Mundell, and you probably won't be surprised I've actually said that. I mean, if Mr Mundell actually looks at the financing that actually came from the consecutive Westminster governments to the Scottish Parliament, he will understand if you actually want to look at the facts, there has been a real terms cut to Scotland's budget. Now, looking beyond the 100 days, the Scottish Government have committed to double the Scottish child payment to £20 during this parliamentary term. And figures from the Scottish Fiscal Commission indicate that around 2,500 children and families in Inverclyde could benefit from this payment, which has been labelled a game changer by child poverty charities. Now, with a combination of support, including the Scottish Child Payment, the Best Start Grant and also Best Start Foods, eligible low-income families with one child could receive up to £5,200 by the time their child turns 6. So whilst the Scottish Government gives with one hand, the Tory UK Government are taking it away with another. The removal of the £20 universal credit uplift will be devastating for many households across Scotland. And the Joseph Rowntree Foundation has warned that millions of households will face an income loss equivalent to £1,040 a year. But by extending the uplift, the UK Government can actually boost the incomes of 1.5 million people, including 300,000 children. The UK Government is rightly saying that it wants to support people back into work as we emerge from the crisis, but research indicates that working families make up the majority of those who will be affected. So when Douglas Ross earlier moaned about the SNP Green cooperation agreement and his nonsensical rhetoric about the agreement adversely affecting hard-working families, if Mr Ross focused on one job as compared to his multiple jobs, he may actually have realised the fact that working families make up the majority of those who will be affected. It's clear then that the multi-millionaire Tory MP Rishi Sunak's decision will create more in-work poverty, including for hard-working families, and plunge more people into crisis. Mr Kerr. Rishi Sunak's reputation will be forever damaged by driving more people into poverty and desperation. And that is in complete contrast to the actions of this Scottish Government, who are determined to reduce poverty and make Scotland a fairer, greener and more equal society. Presiding Officer, the list does go on, but I'm just going to touch upon a couple. In 100 days, we've also opened 3 fast-track cancer diagnostic centres, secured a £10,000 bursary for Scottish student paramedics, invested £70 million in youth employment through our Young Persons Guarantee, delivered £10 million to restore nature and improve biodiversity, increased funding for local heat and energy efficiency projects, and many, many more. However, we have seen a Scottish Government start this session with great speed and cooperation, instead of the absolute chaos we see from the Tories at Westminster. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.